House of Assembly correspondent Osrc Adesoye now reports.
The Ondo State House of Assembly on July 1 this year confirmed 15 out of 16 names of commissioner nominees earlier submitted by Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa, leaving out Abiola Olawoye, who was unable to appear before the Assembly, having gone on official assignments. The motion for the adoption of Selection Committee's report and subsequent confirmation of the nominees was moved by the Majority Leader Olatunji Oshati and was seconded by lawmaker representing Akoko Northwest Constituency 1, Fatai Atere.
I just wanted to thank Mr. Governor for the well-considered appointment that he has done. The appointment is yet another proof demonstration of Mr. Governor unwavering commitment to excellence, especially his wisdom in identifying men and women of proven integrity, competence, and professional distinction that Engineer Olawoye belongs to. I hereby move a motion that confirmation of appointment of commissioner nominee as commissioner designate is hereby moved.
My brother, the commissioner nominee, I joined the group of Ondo State to say congratulations and I wish you well. Mr. Speaker, I rise this to second the motion moved by the majority leader that appointment of the commissioner nominee be confirmed in this chamber.
The Speaker, Olamide Oladiji, read the report of the Committee of the Whole and announced Olawoye's confirmation following satisfactory performance during screening.
I will move and duly seconded that the commissioner nominee, that is in person of Engineer Ayoride Olawoye, be confirmed as a commissioner designate. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. I have it.
He congratulated the new commissioner designate and urged him to justify the confidence reposed in him by the governor and the people of Ondo State. Responding, Mr. Olawoye expressed gratitude to the governor and the assembly for the opportunity to serve again and pledged to bring his wealth of experience into the cabinet to support Governor Aiyedatiwa's administration in advancing the development of the state.
Also use this media to appreciate the State House of Assembly for their dedication and support and commitment towards the development of Ondo State. Thank you very much for this great opportunity. I really appreciate you. I believe that in this state of assembly, our strength will not fail us. Thank you very much, sir.
With the confirmation of the final nominee, the Ondo State Executive Council is now fully constituted, setting the stage for policy implementation and governance across sectors. Meanwhile, no fewer than 4 executive bills were read for the first time during the plenary. Osrc Adesoye, Osrc News.
The Ondo State government says it remains committed to deploying all necessary machineries to safeguard its citizens from the threat of flooding, as recently projected by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NEMET. Deputy Governor Olayide Adelami gave the assurance during an on-the-spot assessment of flood-prone areas in Osho and the bridge connecting Ekporowo with Ekporoemure in our local government area of Ondo State. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebiemi's report is presented from our studio. 3 major bridges linking Osho to Ekiti State and Ekporowo to Ekporoemure have been washed away by floodwaters, effectively cutting off access between the communities. Deputy Governor Olayide Adelami, represented by the Permanent Secretary in his office, Mr. Idowu, led a team comprising officials from the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Red Cross to assess the level of damage. The first port of call was the palace of the Oloba of Osho, Oba Ademola Olanipekun, where the monarch and his chiefs warmly received the delegation.
The waterways dumping refugees project is not what we should discourage. Then we should also make sure that plant trees. Like thank God we have one here that will serve as a windbreaker. So we encourage the other people to do that too.
The Deputy Governor assured residents that the state government will take all necessary steps to mitigate the impact of the flooding and provide needed support to affected communities.
The governor, to the deputy governor, I think that we should come here to cities for ourselves, and there's actually on ground an interministerial committee working on this. The Ministry of Infrastructure has been there to assess the situation, and they are working currently what to do. We, as a Senate, we are also taking the respect of those who are affected, of which I'm sure that government will also release items at the appropriate time.
Chairman of our local government, Tokwe Omalayo, and the Oloba of Osho, Oba Demola Olanipekun, expressed appreciation for the prompt response by the Deputy Governor. They appealed to both the state and federal governments to urgently intervene, noting that the flood has disrupted farming, schooling, and economic activities in the area.
Tomorrow, start to do some certain things. You know, this road is a gateway for our products. People who are coming from the farm, not from the farm alone. The students cannot come to the school again. Recently, we are having what do you call it? Immunization. All the health workers, they cannot move again. This is one of the devastating periods for us in this community.
My plea on behalf of the Gupu Official community is how they will rescue our people. Those bridges that collapsed, how they will fix it up, and other connecting bridges that connect to other communities that people use to ply on daily basis, particularly when they are evacuating their farm product, that people can come in. And also to do a kind of everlasting thing that will forestall the occurrence of such flood in our community.
At Ekporowo, residents made similar calls for swift government intervention, stressing their inability to cope with the situation alone.
We are suffering here too much. More than 3 years now we have been suffering for this thing, but nobody to answer us. But today government sent people here. We appreciate them. We thank them very much.
The government, Governor Ayedatiwa, will assist us to build the bridge, to construct the bridge, because there's no way to pass.
As Osho community and the boundary town of Ekporowo awaits help, residents are hopeful that the state government's promises will soon translate into concrete relief. We'll now take a break. When we come back, we'll give you more stories. Please do stay with us.
Nigerians' commitment to achieving universal health care coverage is reflected in the unwavering dedication of my administration to uphold this right for every individual, young or old, in rural or urban areas. Health is not merely the absence of disease, but the embodiment of physical, mental, and social well-being. It is a fundamental human right.
Nigeria as a global agricultural powerhouse, supplying quality produce to international markets while ensuring every citizen has access to affordable nutrition.
Powered by Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT, Ondo State Chapter, GMT, in God we trust.
We are glad for you joining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The federal government has formally set 16 years as the minimum age for admission into Nigeria's tertiary institutions. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa announced this during the 2025 policy meeting of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board held in Abuja. Alausa, while declaring the meeting open, emphasized that the age benchmark is now official and non-negotiable. He warned that any admission carried out outside the central admissions processing system would be considered illegal. The annual policy meeting sets guidelines for the conduct of admissions into universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education for the coming academic session. Meanwhile, the looming industrial action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has again sparked anxiety among Nigerian students, with many appealing to their lecturers to reconsider the strike option in the interest of the academic future. This comes as ASU threatens a nationwide strike to press home demands, including payment of outstanding salaries and revitalization of public universities. A visit to Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, revealed that academic activities are still ongoing for now, but tension is rising among students who fear a disruption of academic calendar this year.
Because I'm a final year student, it's 500 levels, so I'm planning to round up before the end of this year. So, if there's going to be strike, then we'll be looking at another extra month staying back in school. So financial-wise and time-wise, it's going to be kind of time waster for us.
I think I was in 200 level that time, and we spent almost 8 months at home. So the strike actually disturbed the calendar of the school, that we have to start the section afresh. So it was a very long something. I don't want to experience it again.
To me as a person, I actually find that relieving, because going on a strike is another waste of time for students, because it has happened before that some students had to stay home for so many years. So we can say that it's going to take a very short time, and it will take long before the school resumes back. So I think it is relieving that it's not affecting us. I think for now, we are hearing it's not affecting us. We don't know about it, but it's actually okay that it's not affecting us.
Since their demands are legitimate, students are caught in the middle, calling for dialogue between the federal government and ASU to prevent another disruption to the education system. With the threat of a strike hanging in the air, students hope that both parties will find a common ground to avoid another academic setback. Two former governorship candidates of People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ondo State, Eyitayo Jegede and Chief Agbola Jayi, have officially joined African Democratic Congress (ADC), aligning with a growing coalition seeking to challenge President Bola Tinubu's administration in 2027. Prominent defectors to the coalition include former Senator representing Ondo South, Nicholas Tofowomo, former House of Representative member Bode Ayonide, and former PDP Publicity Secretary Kennedy Perete, among others. Speaking at the inauguration of the state chapter of the coalition, former PDP Publicity Secretary Kennedy Perete described the coalition as a necessary response to the current political climate, noting that many political bigwigs have already aligned with ADC. He confirmed that in at least 2 local government areas, PDP structures have fully merged into the ADC, arguing that the party no longer exists in those areas. Meanwhile, Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has dismissed a report claiming he, along some leaders and office holders in the state, were among led to the African Democratic Congress by the immediate past governor Kayode Fayemi Oyebanji, who described the report as false and misleading, described it as nothing but another tissue of lies from the camp of some disgruntled element in the state. Speaking through the special advisor on media, Inka Oyebode, the governor said he remains firmly rooted in the All Progressives Congress and has no link or plan whatsoever to join the ADC. He added that on Fayemi attended the recent APC caucus meeting held in Inyekiti, where they endorsed President Bola Tinubu and Governor Oyebanji for a second term, a decision that was widely published in the print, broadcast, and online media. Lassa fever remains a growing public health concern in Ondo State, as the latest figures from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, rank the state as having the highest number of confirmed cases nationwide. But the Ondo State government says it is ramping up efforts to curb the spread of the disease. Blessing Obe has details.
The rising wave of Lassa fever cases across several Nigerian states is triggering renewed concern over public health safety. According to the latest data from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Bauchi, Edo, Taraba, Ebonyi, and Ondo states account for about 91% of all confirmed cases recorded this year. Ondo State alone accounts for 31%, making it one of the worst hit in the country. Despite the figures, the Ondo State government insists it is not relenting in efforts to contain the disease. Speaking on the development, the special advisor to the governor on health, Simidele Odimayo, said several proactive measures, including the establishment of treatment centers across the state, have been taken. He also spoke about ongoing sensitization campaigns discouraging residents from exposing food items to contamination and educating the public on safe food storage practices.
Ondo State is considered the epicenter because the state government is responsible to the people towards eradicating and controlling the disease. In addition to that, the State Executive Council in the last council meeting has approved a research activity that will lead to sustained control, that will lead to eradication of Lassa fever in Ondo State. So the State Executive Council has approved that, and work is about to start on step-up researches that can be able to bring about control that can lead to eradication. But even at the continuous level, the state is constantly doing active case search, active treatment, acute case search, and treatment of cases. So we have activity going on in order to reduce the cases.
In a related development, the Edo State government has confirmed an outbreak of dengue fever, with 86 cases reported across several local government areas. Reacting to this, the Ondo State government said it is closely monitoring the situation to prevent a similar outbreak within its borders.
It's another viral hemorrhagic fever, sort of, and the zone peculiarity is transmitted by mosquito. So usually for dengue fever, it is about early detection and treatment, and the state is really doing a lot about that. We have already informed and we are educating our people across the coast, across our borders, to be able to identify dengue fever and be able to promptly refer them for treatment and treatment. But we don't have cases in the state as at present. So we are making effort because dengue fever is like a typical viral infection that is associated with body pains, with fever, with headaches, and so many other complications can result from it, leading to hemorrhagic manifestation.
As concerns grow, health experts are urging the public to maintain proper hygiene, avoid contact with rodents, and seek immediate medical attention at the first sight of symptoms. Health officials said early detection and community cooperation remain vital to breaking the chain of transmission. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
No fewer than 70 vigilantes have been killed in a clash with bandits at Kukawa and Bonjun communities of Kaman local government area of Plateau State. Residents of the communities said the clash occurred when hundreds of vigilantes from Wasi local government area were ambushed while on their way to the bandit handout. The chairman of the vigilante group in Kukawa, Aliyu Bafa, confirmed the death in the bushes and adding that more bodies could be recovered in bushes around as they were still searching. Governor Caleb again raised the alarm over the high wave of insecurity in the state, describing the attacks as act of genocide and land grabbing. And straight to the foreign scene now, a crackdown on protesters across Kenya has left at least 11 people dead. Police used tear gas, water cannon and live bullets to break up anti-government demonstrators on the outskirts of Nairobi and in several other cities. The report is presented by Blessing Obe.
On the 35th anniversary of a historical pro-democracy protest, police made it clear they didn't want anybody to go into central Nairobi. 7th of July is known as Sabasaba. Rights groups often take to the streets. This year, a widespread expression of anger with the government of President William Ruto. Demonstrators say they're tired of corruption and police brutality, and the high cost of living is fueling discontent.
We wanted peaceful demonstrations, but now tear gas is all over. We can't work. We're being shot with bullets. Ruto should humble himself and listen to Gen Z.
Oh my God! Rights groups say several people have been killed by gunshot wounds. Police drag a body into a police station.
What the government has done over the last few months, if not years, is simply shrinking the civic space. If you recall, just last week, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, who's responsible for police and security in the entire country, issued shoot-to-kill orders.
This police officer shouted at demonstrators, "I will kill you. I have the permission." The High Court order stating police officers must wear uniforms at demonstrations hasn't stopped the frequent appearance of masked armed men in plain clothes. Protesters and others who want President Ruto to serve only one term have taken to chanting one term. Young people traveling on Friday to a music festival on Kenya's coast started chanting it. Their train back to Nairobi was cancelled and buses were blocked on the roads. That didn't stop runners at Nairobi City Marathon on Sunday chanting the same. Police have said they arrested more than 500 people for attacking officers and looting. Among demonstrators, trust in President Ruto's government is at rock bottom. It's still 2 years until the next election. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
India villagers have beaten a family of 5 to death and dumped their corpses in a lake, accusing them of practicing witchcraft after the death of a boy. Police in the northern state of Bihar said 3 people have been arrested and have confessed to the crime. 3 women, including a 75-year-old, were among those murdered. The man accused believed that his son's recent death was caused by one of those killed and blamed him and his family of practicing witchcraft. The murderers and victims all belonged to India's Oran tribe in Bihar. And straight to sports now, as Nigeria braces for the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo in less than 10 weeks' time. Koinsola Ajayi, has powered to a personal best of 9.92 seconds to win the men's 100 meters at the meeting in France. It was his first race since the NCAA Championships, where he finished fourth. Emmanuel Ezeme of Cameroon was second in 10.04 seconds, while Mahamoud Sarr of Senegal finished third in 10.10 seconds.
Allez, cette fois-ci, le premier départ est le bon, avec Germain qui prend pas un super départ. Par contre, Ajayi est très bien. Ajayi est très bien et va remporter cette course en 9,93. 9,93 plus 1,7 mètres par seconde. Le chrono sera record du meeting. 9,92. Pour la première fois, à 100 mètres en moins de 10 secondes ici à Sotteville-les-Rouen. Exceptionnel.
Quel plateau.
Exceptionnel.
Incroyable.
With that sports story, we have come to the end of the bulletin. But before we go, we'll take a look at the main stories. The Ondo State House of Assembly has cleared all commissioner nominees of Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa with the confirmation of Abiola Olawoye by the Assembly. Two former governorship candidates of People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ondo State, Ejitayo Jegede and Agboola Jayi, and a host of party members have joined the African Democratic Congress. We also told you that bandits have killed 70 vigilantes during a community clash in Plateau State. And from the foreign scene, India villagers have beaten a family of 5 to death after accusing them of practicing witchcraft. And that's it on the news at 7. Well, thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.